It is a good film. I really do like Daisy Ridley. I really do like Finn. I really like Poe. I mean, I don't like any of those guys. I do like Kylo, and I do like the voice.
Like, what do you think of Poe? Like, you like him, but what elements of him and how do you like him? From the beginning, he's got a bit of charisma.
Yeah.
When what's that scene where he wants to get the Max von Sydow's giving him the map?
Yes.
And there's some reference to her title. She's always been royalty to me.
Yeah.
What does Poe say to
that she is. Or before
she
that.
certainly is that.
She certainly is that, yeah.
Certainly is that.
Yeah.
He's got a charisma about him from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I love the way he engages with BB-8.
Yeah.
He's, buddy BB-8, calls him buddy at one point.
Yeah.
My buddy BB-8. Yeah. And I thought, I love that Luke had that, Rey has that as well. The sincerity towards the droids. That's very Star Wars to me. That's a great point, actually.
Good point.
Because there was a scene with Star Wars in Tatooine when they just purchased the droids, and Luke's complaining about being stuck on this planet. He's got a little paper plane or
TC-14 or whatever it is, the Skyhopper.
I've been stuck on this rut, and you've seen the rebellion, the fight against the Empire. Oh, I'm just a protocol droid.
And just sort of got nothing here.
But he's having a conversation with these new dudes in his life. They're droids, but they're hanging out.
You're right, and it changes at that point, doesn't it? It's relationship at that point.
So they're not
right at that moment when you point out.
And as a kid, I remember loving that how droids were important and they weren't just robots. Maybe what I was used to was something like Lost in Space, where the droid was very much a droid and they treat him like a droid. They could switch him off, or not that they could switch off C-3PO, but it was a different sort of thing. There was a humanoid. C-3PO was like a friend, and they travel to find, when R2 takes off to find Obi-Wan, he excels at that. Trouble is, he's problematic.
Giving it to each other.
Yeah.
And R2 right back at him. He had the translations.
Give him a bit of that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, big time. No, I hear. And I think, as a little kid, you saw, wow. And you thought, how cool would that be? I remember, young. Now I'm sort of not as excited as I once was. But when I was young, the fact of owning a droid, maybe two, and getting around with these guys, have instant friends like that, how cool is that?
So, but getting back to Force Awakens,
not allowed here.
They picked up that thread.
Yeah.
And they talk directly to the droids. There's scenes with Rey and BB-8 and Poe and BB-8 where they're so connected. Even Finn, where there's, come on, you got to tell her where we're going.
He's got all those sort of subtle gestures going, and BB's right there with him.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah. So that was very Star Wars.
Look, I have to agree with all of that.
Yeah. So BB's a great one, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm liking BB.
An intro.
I want to tell you about a doco I watched last night called I Am Your Father, David Prowse.
I saw it.
You saw it?
I've seen it.
Awesome. Lucasfilm thought that he had given away to the Daily Star, UK newspaper, that Darth Vader dies at the end of Jedi, and this is before Jedi's been released. So he felt that ostracised him since then. Apparently, no, I won't go into it, but apparently it's not the first time he'd been known to have given away secrets, though. But this is the thing, and there's people in the doco, as you know, from the newspaper that say, look, he had nothing to do with it. It was an anonymous tip. And you go, all right, I get that. I hope he's vindicated, and I hope he has good relations with Lucasfilm at some point in the future. You'd like to think. It's not our business, but you'd like to think. But then there's this bit where they refilm, as you'd know, that Jedi scene, and he should have done that scene. And I just guess I had a bit of a thought about it. I put it online last night. A couple of the Imperial Commissary, vintage Star Wars collecting group. I put it out there to that I don't agree that at that point he is entitled necessarily to film that scene, because I felt he was a mask actor. He was a body actor, and he did it awesome. But I think he understood what that was. And when the scene came to remove the helmet,
Yes.
I think it's Lucasfilm was entitled to pick an actor and have a whole different set of things going on. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. David Prowse is going to be dirty about it, of course. He thought he had some ability to act.
Yeah.
Whereas it wasn't utilised. When you hear the original dialogue of Star Wars, it's funny. And you hear from people that were on the set and thinking, is that what he's going to sound like? Some Scottish guy? It didn't sell it. But James Earl Jones, no one will deny he doesn't have a resonance and a quality and a uniqueness to his voice that's superior. And when you talk about a villain and the distinctive voice necessary for a villain, why would you not want to think about, well, what are our options here? We've got a masked character, and really it's like you're creating a monster. And creating a monster, you're not going to limit yourself to the actor's voice. You're here for your bod. You're a bodybuilder, and you're a contender as a weightlifter or whatever the case. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but
he was that.
But and he was he was emerging as an actor, which made him useful, so he could give you a bit of a hand gesture or some sort of a. But no. We'll bring James Earl Jones in for the real tonal vocal stuff where it's too late for me. So well, let's give one some emotion. David Prowse would never have brought it, and that's not to discount him as a value, but he knows what he was. He was a bodybuilder turned actor, whereas James Earl Jones had the voice, luckily, but he also had stage presence and theatre actor trained, and he had quality a bit like Ian McDermott, who plays the Emperor. So and you need that. You need that. We're talking about with Sith villains. They're clever. They're clever. Christopher Lee. The depth of their character is a necessary element to their fear that they portray on screen, and I think that's what James Earl Jones brought to Darth Vader. Otherwise, he wouldn't have had it. So I get that, and I watched that video, and I saw David. I feel for David Prowse, but he is what it is. You had your experience. You filled the suit. It's not the experience that you wanted, but bad luck. You served a purpose, like many people on set. Some people were just extras, and they got killed off. They never even had lines. You were in Star Wars, man. You got to wear the iconic outfit. You're lucky to have the comic run that you have now and appearing at the cons and doing what you're doing. And but I don't think they had no responsibility to use or obligation to use his voice, none whatsoever. I mean, if I was producing the movie, I'd feel nothing for him. You were utilised for that purpose, and that's it.
And paid for it. Yeah. I felt something similar to that too.
Yep.
It was interesting how big he is. I saw some of the shots where people get up close to him. He was, a really big guy.
And he was known for an ad campaign as a superhero type character for a particular product. And he had a profile across England.
I think he was awarded a knighthood for that. He was awarded an honour from the Queen for that role. I think it was like a child safety role. Water safety or something.
Yes,
and
that's right. That's right.
So certainly not a blight on him, but I agree with you. I don't know he wasn't necessarily entitled to that. And you think, well, the reasons you've said.
I mean, Anthony Daniels could have quite easily been overdubbed had he not had the ability to create a voice that was sufficient and distinctive enough for the part. And Lucas and the team thought, well, let's utilise him. We couldn't recreate a voice as good as this. We want a sophisticated. He wanted the butler type character, and he got that with Anthony Daniels.
Well, funnily enough, I understood that he wanted a smart aleck New York style character, right, for C-3PO. He had this thing going on in his head early, that this is what he wanted, a bit of a smart aleck. And Anthony Daniels recorded. Now, I don't know how it came that Anthony Daniels' audio was what Lucas listened to, but for whatever reason, they heard Anthony Daniels and they thought, awesome, this is working. But it wasn't what Lucas wanted. He wanted a smart aleck New York type character.
Right.
So isn't that a bit trivia?
Yeah. But yet, isn't it interesting? Again, we talk about, remember last time we were discussing the Macquarie pictures, the Ralph Macquarie pictures, and how Lucas, I've got this idea, and then he sees some, I've drawn up these concepts based on our discussion, and he's like, well, not what I was thinking, but shit, fucking, that's great, buddy. Let's, So maybe it's the same with Anthony Daniels, where he starts, I am C-3PO, human cyborg relations, and he just thinks, that works, that works.
And that's the beauty of collaborations like that, isn't it? You have a bit of a thing, and then somebody contributes to that. You go, wow, that's going somewhere, and there is that give. There's a generosity and good art like that with good.
What does Lucas have to do with Ben Burt developing the sound for lightsaber? On those power chords.
Of course, yeah.
What did Lucas have to do with that process?
Very little. Maybe told him tonically he wants something real. I heard he told him he wants things real.
Real. Okay,
he doesn't want.
So that was his direction.
Real. Yeah.
But who found that sound that we love? The sounds of the TIE fighters.
Yeah.
Did Lucas have anything to do with that?
No. Ben Burt, but he was awarded an Oscar, or at least was the Oscar nominee.
I think was he awarded sound?
Awarded,
I think
or
so,
received sound
during that period.
Yeah,
there would have been a few. I'm sure they were handing out academies for sound and vision, and there was some stuff going Star Wars' way in those days.
Sure,
the first original, but I'm not sure. I can't quote.
Sound is fantastic in Star Wars, and really, I think I guess fair to be fair, it's probably something that's not said enough. How good it is. Think about it. The lightsabers, the ties, as you mentioned. Think about it. Chewie, R2. There's so much.
Yes.
I remember just loving that resonance in C-3PO's voice. So that cinema, and you had that at that time. That kind of digital type of edge to it. You're like, wow. There's something different about C3's voice.
Yeah. And all the stuff that we don't immediately pick up on. Doors. There'd be so many sounds that we take for granted. It's all the obvious stuff we're pinpointing. But so
fantastically done.
So back to David Prowse.
So that was
what's he bitching about? What's he bitching about?
He's going on that he should have.
Poor David.
Yeah, I struggled a bit at that point. I like the man, and I hope they work their things out, but I just think you're not entitled to just shoot that scene. And actually, as you know, they reshot the scene. I'd love to see the scene with David Prowse in the mask. And I'm glad that was done, I think, for him to enjoy something he would have liked. But I think we can all agree that it was a Lucasfilm decision, a creative decision. And David Prowse doesn't necessarily get the Guernsey just because he thinks he should.
It would have been funny, though, to be there when he realised that they weren't, what the fuck? And they're using my voice, or even he's probably thinking too, I'll get the opportunity to take my helmet off, and finally I'm going to be acting in this movie. And, by the way, buddy, you're actually...
It's a strange form of delusion, isn't it? Your face is covered, and you think they want that face.
Why? But you are less important. This big thing that's going on. Buddy. You do as we tell you. If you don't like it, then get
other bodybuilder in there.
What are you?
We'll live.
Come on. I mean, look, they've got someone in the beta suit again, and we're not going. She just doesn't have the same, Prowse stature, and
you can't outdo him. Yeah, no, you're right. You can live with it. So
yeah.
Cucarachas enojadas.